All right. That rode with me all the way from the house. Ditch is a good spot for it. So not planting wheat quite yet. I hem-hawed on it last night. It's like, do I color mulch it? Do I not? I would run the soil finisher over it, but the rolling harrow's got a few things on it needs fixed, and I don't want to screw with that right now, so we're not going to worry about it. But forget about that. Oh well. Is that one loose too? Yeah. Oh well. So I thought about it. It's like, screw it. Ground conditions this year are excellent. I think it's probably been, last time I wasn't fighting mud planting wheat was the first time I planted wheat, like 4 years ago, however long ago it's been. Might be longer than that by now. And the only reason I wasn't fighting mud was I was planting wheat that didn't have a crop on it from that year, because I got rained out planting and I just gave up on planting. So I was able to do it before I started harvest. But it's like this year, ground conditions are nice. Screw it, we'll run the column mulcher over it before I drill it, smooth it out, make it look nice, do it right. Figure I'd do it ahead of the drill, that way packs everything down, makes a more consistent seed bed, a little bit more consistent depth. So that's what we're doing. But I'm gonna do this field because Dad's still working, and then when I get back to the house, he's gonna take over and do the field there at the house, and I'm gonna come get this planted hopefully at tonight, so we'll see. I'm glad I decided to mulch this. That made a world of difference. A, it's a lot smoother. B, it drug the trash out and pulverized it a lot better, so we're a lot more consistent in that regard. That if this was a good decision. I'm happy with how this turned out. So now go home and Dad should be able to take over doing this, and I can hopefully start planting. Okay. Dad is mulching the field back home. Don't want to open this up too far because the 66 does not like running this thing when there's wheat in it. Wheat's a little heavier than beans. So this is the bearded variety that I was planting last year that I ordered enough of to plant 20 acres and then didn't get 20 acres planted. So the way things worked out, it wasn't gonna work out that I was gonna be able to plant an even number of, like, I got 3 fields worked right now. I wasn't gonna be able to plant like 2 whole fields off of this and then switch to that non-bearded. I mean, no matter what I did, I was gonna end up switching varieties in the middle of a field. So I figured the best, because I'm trying to figure out which one dries down better, I figure best to put this stuff, since it does have an issue drying down, in the fields that are most open, which is going to be this one because there's no trees around this one, and then Mom and Dad's, which is tucked back in behind the houses, but there's not really any trees around it. And then the switch will happen at Mom and Dad, so there'll be some non-bearded out there, and then that field over behind the church where there's trees on 3 sides, that one will be the non-bearded, and we'll see how well it dries down over there. That's the plan anyhow. Second hopper load. Just I wasn't out, but I didn't want to keep an eye on it. Heck of a sunset we got going on tonight. Just real quick, because sometimes you gotta stop to appreciate the little things. Got a nice crescent moon out. That's probably one of the prettiest sunset pictures you could ever paint in your life. Just out here planting poverty grass with stuff from the 1950s. Good times. Alright, not that you can see anything, but this field's done. This little 1 acre patch in the front, I guess we'll see how good it looks in the daylight. I think I did alright. So anyhow, you're not going to be able to see much from here on out anyhow, so get things folded up and back to the house and come back and get the wagon, and that'll be a night. So we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Okay, we're back for day 2 of planting wheat. It's definitely gonna be a 3-day ordeal. I'm gonna start working here at Mom and Dad's, and hopefully when Dad's done doing his thing, he will be able to jump on the 1800 and go run the mulcher over that last field. I was contemplating doing one more if I get more beans cut, but I'm still... Ow. That hurt. The things you find. But as late as we're getting, I don't know if I'm gonna worry about it, and I'm gonna be... I might still do my grandma's little 2-acre piece. I might. I want to see how that field handles wheat, and that would put me at right about 25-ish acres. And that's a good round number. That's not a round number, but it's a good number. So, we'll see how I feel about it. Because that would be a quick knockout in an afternoon kind of deal. And I should have enough seed for it. But I'm gonna run out of seed at some point during this field. I just don't know exactly how far in. So, and I didn't look to see how much was still in the wagon, which we're gonna do here right quick. Lily, get away from the road. Come on. Okay, see if I can do this. Something like that. Something like this. Okay, something without that in my hand. There's still a fair old bit in there. And the drill's probably still at least half full. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, without using like 50-pound bags, it's kind of hard to judge your usage, but the output sprocket on the transmission is cooking, so actually, you know what? I don't even think we're gonna bother topping it off. I think I'm just gonna roll. Screw it, we'll top it off. Top it off, and then I might have one more good fill out of it. And then we can put the other non-bearded stuff in there. Starting to look like quite the used equipment lot around here. Do I put the dogs in or see what they'll do? I really don't want them to follow me. I should probably put them in, because if they follow me around the back corner and the neighbors got their horses out, that ain't gonna end well. And I'm gonna pick up that rock. here is done. I ended up with just a little bit left in the drill. I was figuring out about 1,800 pounds in that box, or sorry, 1,500 pounds in that box. There may have been closer to like 1,700 in there. I don't know. I'd say there's probably roughly 100 pounds left in there. I guess I could have went and weighed it now that I got easy access to a scale, but either way, it didn't come out too bad. So let's just say 144, or no, sorry. Yeah, 100. Let's just say 145, because that was roughly times, there'd be 5. And then just figure 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah, would have been about 1,800 pounds. So must have been a little bit more than that box than I thought. The old drill showing are finally starting to show signs of her age. The gearbox is doing its skippy thing again, and it's not terrible. It's just annoying, but drove up to the house and did some quick looking at it, and I think the old girl's gonna have to come apart for some surgery. It ain't gonna be a bad job. It probably less than a couple $100 is gonna take care of the problem. A little bit of machine work, and hopefully maybe find some new old stock spare parts. Otherwise, shouldn't be hard to build up some of the stuff that's worn. But the problem is this gear, and then where this shaft, there's another, you got the bore it rides in right here, and then it's open right here with a bevel gear that slides back and forth to set your gears, and then there's another bore right here that it tails into, and that bore back there, and probably this one too, is getting wore. For some reason this shaft's not doing it. I don't know if it's because of the torque, the output torque's not as bad as the input torque, because whatever. But this shaft is getting a little wonky, so that's why we undid this pointer and slid it over here to keep the gear slid over against the big flat gear that's in here. And that takes care of, it's not skipping in here, it's just doing it out here now, but both problems need addressed. So I have a really hard time replacing this drill. It's got nothing to do with me being cheap ass. It's got nothing to do with wanting to just farm with old shit. This drill, I've been using it at least 10 years. I'd have to go back and find the receipt from when we bought it. I think it's still in the operator's manual for it. But however long I've been using it, this thing has just, it's done everything I've asked of it and then some. It's simple. The only maintenance I have had to do on it since I've bought it is put new openers on it. So in 10 years, it's basically cost me, figure $1,300 to use it. And there's been a couple little piddly, like these things started breaking, but now I know to look for them, so I've caught them beforehand, and like that gearbox is starting to, but it's just stupid simple. It's super cheap to run. It's super reliable. It's super accurate. Yeah, the seed placement's kind of but I've never got a bad stand out of it. I've never had to replant beans one single time. It's hard for me to replace it because I love it. And I haven't found a newer drill that I like, or that I would trust, or that didn't need to come home and have a shit ton of money spent on it and wear parts. I love this little drill. I honestly have a hard time replacing it. And most people are probably going to think that I'm stupid for this. Of course, most people think I'm stupid to begin with, which is fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I have honestly thought or toyed with the idea of buying a second one of these, another 64 high wheel, 10 foot just like this, making a squadron hitch to pull them tandem and drilling with the 1800. I mean, I literally wouldn't gain anything going to a newer drill other than width. They wouldn't be any more accurate. It'd probably be more expensive to work on. I have a hard time replacing it because I love it, and it's not done me. This thing owes me nothing. And if I went that route, the money I saved, I'd almost rather save money, do that, and then whatever money I would have spent on a different drill, save that up and buy like a nicer 20-foot field roller, because I am sold on rolling beams. I love the outcome from that. I am sold on it. We're gonna do it from here on out. So if I could buy a roller, I don't know. It's probably dumb, but I don't know. I like this little drill. I'm sorry. So anyhow, we're not gonna bother putting that, well, maybe I will yet tonight, but Dad didn't get going on that other field. I want to get that fit so that I can get done planting tomorrow and we can be back to cutting beans. So let me get things wrapped up here, go park this thing, we'll grab the 1800 and go back to column mulching. There's no sense in walking away from the tractor because you ain't gonna see nothing anyhow. It's actually a clear sky out. There's a lot of stars out tonight. There's just not much moon to light it up. So it's all mulched. I think it worked down good. No more in the daylight. But I'm gonna go get that last bag of seed dumped into the grain, or dumped into the seed wagon, and pull it over here so it's staged up for tomorrow, and call it a night. So we will catch you guys tomorrow to finish up planting. All right, last day of planting wheat. I think I'm just gonna call it good after this. I don't know, we'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll do another one, maybe I won't. I guess there's more than one rock up here. No. Can I get that one? And can I get this one? Okay. So I'm going to plant out what's in the drill for the most part. I mean, I'm not gonna get it empty, but get as much. I've emptied out the hopper on the wagon, so that'll probably be roughly enough to get the end growth put on this field, and then we'll transition to the new stuff. So pitter patter. As long as the gearbox makes it through, we'll be okay, and then we can worry about fixing that this winter. Pretty much got it empty, so make sure there's still gonna be a little bit in the auger, I think, or not. So this stuff, the seed's a little bit more oval shaped. It's weird. So I'm curious to see if I use more of it. By all rights, you should do a second calibration for the other seed, but I'll have plenty of extra, so if I go a little over and run a little higher population, it's not going to hurt my feelings. All right, I didn't need to put that much on there on that last fill. That makes 22 acres-ish. So, oh, the other reason that I love this drill, comes with a built-in rock box. Oh, but that's not all. And I could have filled it more than that. I probably could have filled it twice. I was only stopping for the rocks that were laying on top of the ground. Anything that the color mulcher pushed back down, I was just leaving it. Otherwise, I'd have been stopping every round. So now we needs a little bit of rain to perk it up, because it probably ain't gonna germinate without rain. There's not a lot of moisture there. There's some stuff some guys no-tilled. Now you take this road and go down about 2.5 miles till it, probably 3 miles till it dead ends. There's some stuff some guys no-tilled down there about a week ago. It still ain't out of the ground yet. So hopefully, and I'll keep an eye on the weather, if it does look like we're going to get a decent shot of rain at some point, I'll hook the fertilizer spreader up and we'll give her a little potash and a little bit of DAP, so it's got something to get it through winter, hopefully, if we get rain. So I'm gonna get this taken, or get to 66, run that home. Hopefully Dad can hop in my pickup, come get the wagon and run that to my house, so I don't gotta make a trip back. And unless I decide otherwise, we'll see how this week goes. That should be the end of wheat planting for now, so, or at all. So I guess that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys on the next one.